Elsewhere around the region, San Angelo, partly sunny, 74, east at 12. Wichita Falls, cloudy, 66, southwest at 5. DFW Airport, cloudy, 77, southeast at 17. Now let's check on your local forecast for Eastland County and surrounding areas. Rest of this afternoon, cloudy with a 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Some thunderstorms may be severe. Highs in the upper 70s. Southeast winds 10 to 15 miles an hour. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms likely in the evening, then showers with a chance of thunderstorms after midnight. Some thunderstorms may be severe. Locally heavy rainfall possible after midnight. Cooler with lows in the lower 50s. Southeast winds around 10 miles an hour, becoming southwest after midnight. Chance of rain near 100%. Sunday, sunny. Highs in the lower 70s. West winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Sunday night, clear. Lows in the upper 40s. North winds around 5 miles an hour, becoming southeast after midnight. The forecast key messages for north and central Texas. A lull in precipitation this afternoon will allow the atmosphere to recover after morning storms. Strong to severe thunderstorms are expected to redevelop late this afternoon and evening across our west and northwest counties. Very large hail is the main threat. Heavy rainfall may cause flash flooding tonight. The active weather pattern will persist through next week with additional storm chances Tuesday night through Friday. The spotter information statement for North and Central Texas.
Okay, there we are. We're live. Hi, everybody. We're in Cisco right now. I finished getting gas, getting the stream set up, doing the graphics, so on and so forth. So let's jump right into it real quick. A severe thunderstorm watch has been issued for a decent chunk of north central Texas, from like just west of Abilene to just east of the Metroplex. The watch does include like Erath, Palo Pinto, etc., all the way up to the Red River, and pretty much all the way down to the border west of San Antonio. There are a couple thunderstorms that have initiated, which prompted the watch being issued. We are right here in Cisco. I'm watching this storm and this storm kind of closely right now. I'm in a good position because I can either go this way or I can go this way to get to either one of these storms. Switch the radar to San Antonio real quick. Primary thinking for today is that it's going to be primarily a hail risk. If storms can get surface-based and remain isolated and surface-based, that may increase the tornado risk more towards the afternoon and into this evening. It's currently only 2:30, so there's a lot of day to go yet. If that's the case, then I would like to play, obviously, the tornado-producing storms. Let's jump into a little meso-analysis real quick. We'll switch to real-time meso-analysis. We'll go to 2-panel, and I'll show you guys the dew points. So the cold front, which is kind of where the area of concern is, that storms are going to develop behind the front and stay elevated. It's kind of draped along this gradient. And then you can see here you have higher dew on the right side. We have higher dew points and higher air temperatures in front of the front. It's obviously colder back here. The front's generally moving in this direction. It has actually backed north a little bit. It was a little further east earlier. It's starting to back to the northwest a little bit. So currently, this storm right here, let me delete that. This storm right here would be the one to watch because it's currently in front of the front, but its path is going to take it behind the front. So we want to see if anything develops kind of, and look at all these chaser dots, basically anything along this line in front of the front, or prefrontals, would be what I'm most interested in. Sorry for the burp. I just finished some coffee. Let's switch back to the radar. We'll switch back to San Antonio. I want to take a look at this storm a little bit before we start reacting. I want to be a little more proactive than I do reactive. Switch to velocity. There's not really much there to speak of. Look at the integrated liquid. So it's starting to get a little bit of a core on it. It does have a special weather statement issued for 50-mile-an-hour winds and, what is that, like, penny-sized hail. This storm off to its north is issued for $50? Yeah, $50, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So we'll keep an eye on this one for a little bit. Even if as it sits, we're kind of in the path of it, and it's moving. I want to say storm speeds are about 45 today. Northeast at 50. So we could be in a good position to just sit and wait. But I do kind of maybe want to get a little bit of a move on it. Maybe we'll drop south out of Cisco to Cross Plains. That'll kind of put us in a good position. 75 southeast at 22, gusting to 32. Yeah, that's right. There's no roads that go out of Cross Plains other than those that go southeast. Who's that? Oh, it's Brett. There's a lot of chasers out today. That's Brett. That's Sarah.
Cloudy, 66, southwest at 5. DFW Airport, cloudy, 77.
I don't know. That's what we got so far. Let me pull up the chat. Oh god, I just messed everything up.
Number 147, effective until 10 p.m. Central Daylight Time. This watch includes the following counties
What?
In Texas.
No,
Brown,
you
County,
have to go.
Comanche,
I just messed up everything on OBS. Give me 1 second.
Remember, a severe thunderstorm watch means the conditions are favorable for the development of severe weather, including large hail and damaging winds in and close to the watch area. While severe weather may not be imminent, persons should remain alert for rapidly changing weather conditions and listen for later statements and possible
Alright,
warnings.
Whatever. That can go hide.
Stay tuned
Let me pull
to
the chat
know
up,
whether
refresh
radio,
the chat.
commercial radio and television outlets
The location is working. Clearing the cache yesterday seemed to have helped that. We'll switch to the main feed. There's Storm Chaser Stephen Jones and his party of 2. The roof camera's working today, and it's looking at the Denny's we're sitting next to.
Likely this evening, showers with a chance of thunderstorms after midnight. Some thunderstorms
Or to Flying J.
severe. Locally heavy rainfall possible after midnight. Cooler with lows in
That's
the
what the
lower
sky looks
60s.
like.
Southeast winds around 10 miles an hour, becoming southwest after midnight.
There's a Prius.
Chance of rain near 100%. Sunny.
I just thought of the other guys. Thanks for the F Shack.
West winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Sunday night, clear.
Let's switch back to the main feed. I want to make sure that everything's working because I've been having some technology issues today already. I'm just a challenged individual, so I have that going for me.
Messages for North and Central Texas. A lull in precipitation this afternoon will allow the atmosphere to recover after morning storms. Strong to severe thunderstorms are expected to redevelop late this afternoon and evening across our west and northwest counties.
God, I looked awful in that selfie I just sent.
Heavy rainfall may
Whoops.
cause flash flooding tonight. The weather pattern will persist through next week with additional storm.
Oh, there we go. There's something firing
The spotter
to our
information
east.
statement for North and
Or to our
Central
west, rather.
Texas. Limited spotter activation may be requested this evening across North Texas. Even if activation is not locally requested, any reports of hazardous weather to the National Weather Service are appreciated. The current time is 2:37 p.m. Central Daylight Time. You are listening to NOAA All Hazards Radio, the voice of the National Weather Service, station WNC 36.
Decisions. What do we do?
Area. The following reports of weather temperature and wind were made at 2 p.m. Eastland, cloudy, 2.62. Relative humidity 77%. Wind south at 13. Pressure 29.97 inches and rising. Ranger, cloudy, 70. Dew point 65. Relative humidity.
I need to declutter my radar a little bit. Give me. Let's turn off discussions. We've got watches on. That's fine. Storm tracks.
Northeast at 8. Breckenridge.
That's fine. I'll keep lightning on. Contours off. Spotter reports on. Location spotters, roads, road labels, satellite. We'll turn the outlook off.
75. Southeast at 22. Gusting to 32. Brownwood.
You know what? I'm going to turn off watches
74. South at 15.
on my iPad.
Coleman. Cloudy. 69. South at 10. Elsewhere around the region. San Angelo. Partly sunny. 74. East at 12. Wichita Falls. Cloudy. 66. Southwest at 5. DFW Airport. Cloudy. 77.
Okay, we're going to go.
Now let's check on
Let's go west. We're going to go west a couple towns.
Severe thunderstorm watch 147 in effect until 10 p.m. this evening. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms likely this evening. Then showers with a chance of thunderstorms after midnight.
Not hit that rock, so that would be bad.
May be severe. Locally heavy rainfall possible after midnight. Cooler with lows in the lower 50s. Southeast winds around 10 miles an hour, becoming southwest after midnight. Chance of rain near 100%. Sunday, sunny. Highs in the lower 70s. West winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Sunday night, clear. Lows in the upper 40s. Winds around 5 miles an hour, becoming southeast after midnight.
So we're going to get back on. We're going to go west on 20 towards Baird, and then we'll reevaluate from Baird.
Strong to severe thunderstorms are expected to redevelop late this afternoon and evening across our west and northwest counties. Very large hail in the main.
And apparently wiper skipping is going to be a problem again today. I just put new wipers on. I'm so over this.
Weather pattern will persist through next week with additional storm chances Tuesday night through Friday. The spotter information statements for North and Central Texas. Limited spotter activation.
I didn't just... No, there is no stop. I'm like, I didn't just roll a stop sign, did I? No. Oh. So let's go.
Station WNG636, serving the physical listening area. The following reports of weather temperature will be 2 p.m. Eastland, cloudy, 62. Relative humidity 77%. Wind south at 13. Pressure 29.97 inches rising. Ranger, cloudy, 62.65. Relative humidity 83%. Wind southeast at 7. 29.6 inches and steady. Abilene, cloudy, 62. Northeast at 8. Breckenridge.
I'll have to wipe that water off and throw a little more Rain X on there when I get a minute.
72. Southeast at 12. Gusting to 25. Partly sunny, 75. At 22. Gusting to 32. Brownwood, partly sunny, 74. South at 15. Coleman, cloudy, 69. South at 10. Elsewhere around the region, San Angelo, partly sunny, 74.
There's actually a storm blowing up over Clyde that just started showing up on radar right here. We'll keep an eye on that. You know what? I've got to turn off so much crap on this laptop because it's heating up all my bandwidth. The Texas Tornado Hunters are on the road. So as always, I will throw out my little beginning of the stream shout out. I want to thank you to my partners over at Texas Tornado Hunters. I've partnered with them in addition to Major League Chasing. Again, this season, kind of just help get more coverage out, work together, toss ideas off of one another, have a good time. The Texas Tornado Hunters team has partnered with the Weather Store to provide some merch. So we've got merch up on the store, on the Weather Store. You can hit the Texas Tornado Hunters Facebook page for more info on that. And then I've also partnered with and being sponsored by this season by Sanctuary Laser Engraving out of Omaha. It's a family-owned business that just started up. They've got an Etsy store. They do a lot of different laser engraved gifts and plaques, mirrors, coasters, laser engraved gifts and flasks, basically any of the cute gifty stuff that you could think of that you'd find on Etsy. They're doing it. They do really good work so far. I'm gonna hopefully start working with them to do some Twisted Sentry chasing stuff, and maybe we'll get some merch going this year as well. Yeah, so there's my sponsors. I like to get that out early so I don't forget to do it later. Yeah, so we're heading west towards Clyde, Baird, somewhere in there. We'll reevaluate for a few minutes and make a decision on where we want to go from there. Let's kind of recap what we talked about at the beginning about, 20 minutes ago now. I'm kind of thinking, as is the NWS, it's going to primarily be a hail threat today with storms forming mostly behind the front. But there is a low end, or a lower, shouldn't say a low end, but a lower tornado risk that's just present with this setup, because if storms are able to take care of any or take advantage of any boundary layer interactions that happen, or they're able to form in the warm sector in front of the cold front where the moisture is a little better and there's been a little more heating, and they're able to stay surface based, we may get some tornadic shenanigans out of it. So that'll be something to look forward to and keep an eye on as the day progresses. That's what I got. And this stream is powered by Dunkin' and Red Bull for the second day in a row. Oh, and Tylenol, because the seat in this car is really uncomfortable. Like, very uncomfortable. And I'm just, promise I'm not texting and driving. I was looking at my phone to get the stream chat pulled up. Because, I pay for a service that lets me supposedly look at the stream chat on my laptop or have it pulled up on my iPad, and that doesn't work. Michael, is anything close to Fort Worth? Not at the moment, sir. It'll be later this evening, probably after sunset. Things are going to kind of congeal into a little bit of a linear setup and move into the Metroplex. Refresh the stream chat on the laptop, see if I can get that to work. We're live on Twitter as well. Hi, everybody on Twitter. There's 10 of you. Looks like the stream hasn't dropped out yet. I'm hoping the new internet solution works in this area. Yeah, it's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day. We're going to have a good day. Switch back to the radar for a minute. That's the storms near Baird, that little tower that started convecting. The storm that's in front of the front near I can't say words. Near San Angelo is kind of falling apart a little bit. The storm behind the front that's closer to Sweetwater and is going to move into Sweetwater in the next 45 minutes or so. It's actually headed almost due north. It's behind the front. It is actually no longer severe warned either, but it does still look to be producing some hail. Let's see. Switch back to the main feed. I gotta mess with the camera focus again. It went out of focus on me for some reason. We'll do that when we get to Baird and stop. Yeah, it's gonna be a good day. Good chase, hopefully. Britton asked, how is Ardmore looking? Ardmore at the moment will probably be in the clear until tonight. It's actually probably not going to be until everything gets a little more linear that Ardmore ends up in the crosshairs. So probably after 8 or 9 o'clock. It also depends on how far north storms are able to fire along the front. In terms of risks, you guys are in the 5% tornado risk and the hail risk from the SPC. Kind of just boils down to timing. Which again, I don't think is going to be until later this evening, like after the 9 o'clock hour or so. You guys are in the clear for right now. We're live on all the platforms. The stream is working everywhere. Hi, everybody. It is. Is it raining inside the car? No. Let's look at the roof camera. I'm actually curious how well, this is the first time it's been through really heavy rain, so I'm curious to see how that holds up. More accurate than 90% of Oklahoma weather people? I don't think so. I am wrong way more often than I'm right. You know what they are wrong about, though, was the storm chasing bill. Let me tell you about that. That was one of the stupidest things I have ever heard of, and I'm glad that it went into interim study until the fall. See my Facebook page for additional rants, because I am really, really angry about that piece of legislation. Yeah, it was a little more than ridiculous. Oh, we work for the legacy media. Everybody that's out, like every storm chaser that's on the road, especially those of us that do live stream and are like trying to actively be active on social media and YouTube. I'm not making any money off of this. I don't. Like, this is an investment for me that'll maybe pay off later. I don't make revenue off my social media right now. Like, I'm not doing this for the likes or the clicks. I do this because I love weather and I want to share how I see things and how I chase and have a little fun on the live stream. But the legacy media is worried that big YouTube is going to come and take their money away. So they want the ability to exclusively break all of the traffic laws and act like they're a first responder or an emergency vehicle on the roadway so they can be in the front of the pack and get the best footage of the tornado in the name of safety. Safety. Financial gain. That's what it actually is. They want to do it because they're irked that their turf is being walked on by social media because they're struggling to remain relevant. And when they go, like David Payne said during the hearing, when they go wall-to-wall coverage and they don't stop for commercials, they lose money. Okay, that's valid. You're losing money because you're going wall-to-wall coverage. But that doesn't give you the right to get to try and lobby for a law that gives you legal immunity to drive and behave like a jackass. See, Val and Amy Castor, and how many car accidents have they been in? You look on social media, how many complaints are there about how they drive and how they chase? There's a lot of them. I'm just going to go on this rant because it's going to kill time while we're driving. Like, you're not going to make up that financial loss by doing wall-to-wall coverage. You're not going to make that up by having a little piece of paper that says you get to drive like a doofus. And, I mean, it says it on my speeding, hydroplaning, you name it, they do it. I mean, it says on my profile, those of you that know me on my personal Facebook or anybody that's known me a long time, I'm a paramedic. I'm a first responder by trade. I've been doing this for 10 years in some capacity, and I've been driving emergency vehicles basically full-time for work every day for about coming up on 6 years, 6.5 years now. No, almost 7 years, because June will be 7 years. Sorry, no, June will be 6 years. Sorry. It's dangerous. It's like people do not get out of your way. People do not pay attention. So getting a little piece of paper from the Oklahoma State Legislature that says, I'm a licensed storm chaser, I can do what I want, does not automatically make things safer or better for you, because you're going to spend more time laying on your horn and messing with your sirens trying to get people to react and do what you want them to do than you are actually going to accomplish what you're looking for. And driving the wrong direction in traffic and blowing stop signs is just an easy way to get people killed. That's it for my storm chasing bill rant. Bring it back to Fort Worth with you. Yes, sir. Yes, Mr. Hurley, I will do just that. Man, that bill gets me really bothered. I'm sorry. I don't go on rants about much on live streams, but that has to be at the top of my pet peeves of 2025. I'm going to switch back to the radar for a second, show you guys what's going on. That's where we're at. That's where the current state of affairs is at with our development. This little shower over Baird kind of struggling to keep it together, and the convection that was in front of the front has fizzled out for the time being. So we'll see how that continues to evolve. I mean, yeah, absolutely. Anybody can. I mean, honestly, in this day and age, and I know it's a point of contention for a couple of the more veteran chasers that I have the pleasure of knowing and have chased with. At the end of the day, all you really need to chase is your phone and a general, like a basic spotting class and a phone that has radar and some navigation ability on it. Especially on like a slam dunk day where you know there's going to be storms and you know things are going to happen. You can anybody can storm chase. That is not at all an issue. It gets more, challenging on days like today where you've got to figure out what the weather is doing before it does it. But just creating a license to give people special privileges and then also blindly promising that, oh, we're not actually doing anything to, stop the amateurs when that's the entire point of your legislation. Scott Fetgeter. It's just gross. It is just disgusting. But I'm also, according to him, it's just rhetoric. It's just rhetoric. All right, so that was my rant. Um, we're driving through Baird right now. I guess we're just going to keep going to Abilene. Yeah, we're just keep going a little bit. There's some resurgence in the convection over the northwest part of Abilene. And that is what I'm going to keep an eye on because it's still in front of the front. The front is just west of. Sorry, the front's just to the west of Abilene at the moment. So if this stuff that's in front of the front can stay together, it may move into favorable territory to do some prefrontal shenanigans, unless it just ends up being a bunch of showers that can't get its act together. Somebody sent in the group chat, yeah, that's all bait. Mark, in response to your comment on I'm dropping the stream. Mark, in response to your comment on the stream chat on my personal page, no, the bill is not died. It is on pause and it's an interim study. So basically, it's in a fact-finding phase until the winter session of the legislature. So in the fall, it'll come back to committee. It'll go back through committee. They'll investigate the feasibility of it, and they'll have hopefully more what's what I'm looking for? More evidence in favor of why they need the bill. It's not done yet. And howdy, Gail. Ahoy, sir. What are the temps here right now? Behind the front? No, it is not. So we are now behind the cold front. Temps have dropped about 15 degrees. There's the roof camera. Oops.
snowing. Other locations across West Central Texas, Sweetwater. It was mostly sunny with a temperature of 73. It was cloudy with a temperature of 74 in Brownwood and 76 in Sarasota. Across the Lone Star State, blowing dust was reported with a temperature of 65. It was sunny with a temperature of 75. Mostly sunny with a temperature of 87. It was cloudy with a temperature of 45. 56 in Lubbock, 66 in Wichita Falls, and 78 in Fort Worth. Cloudy skies. Austin reported 81. San Antonio reported 82, and Houston reported 81. Willie, haze was reported. The temperature was 69 degrees. Wind was north at 15 miles an hour. Forecast. Storm watch was 47. Central daylight. Storms may be severe. Storms may be severe. Locally heavy rainfalls on the cooler which blows around 50. Maybe the northwest after midnight. Highs in the lower 60s. The rest of the wind gusts up to 25 miles. Lows in the upper 40s. Winds around 5 miles an hour. Willie, haze was reported. The temperature was 50 degrees. Relative humidity was north at 15 miles an hour. The pressure 29.96 inches and steady. Slow. Partly sunny. 2.52 and relative humidity 59%. Wind southeast at 15 miles an hour. To 25. 5 inches and falling. Intrusion. Were cloudy. Degrees. 0.65. And relative humidity 78%. Wind south at 5 miles an hour. 29.92 inches and falling. For other locations across West Central Texas. Sweetwater. It was mostly sunny with a temperature of 70. It was cloudy with a temperature of 74 in Brownwood and 76 in Sarasota. Elsewhere across the Lone Star State, blowing dust was reported with a temperature of 65. It was sunny with a temperature of 75. It was mostly sunny with a temperature of 87. Cloudy with a temperature of 45. Amarillo, 56 in Lubbock.
I really don't have much to say right now. We're just driving. We're in Abilene now. I don't know why this stupid location thing isn't updated.
Willie, haze was reported. The temperature was 69 degrees.
Abilene. I'm watching the storm to the west of Abilene and the storm to the southwest of Abilene. And one of these two will be something worth getting onto here in a little bit.
The wind was north at 16 miles an hour. 29.96 inches and steady. Slow. Were partly sunny. 27 degrees. 2.62 and relative humidity 59%. Wind southeast at 15 miles an hour. Gusting to 25. 29.85 inches and falling. Junction. Were cloudy. Degrees. 0.65. Relative humidity 78%. Wind south at 5 miles an hour. For 29.92 inches and falling. For other locations across West Central Texas, it was 57 in Sweetwater. It was mostly sunny with a temperature of 73. It was cloudy with a temperature of 74 in Brownwood and 76 in Sarasota. Elsewhere across the partly sunny with a temperature of 87. Cloudy with a temperature of 45 in Amarillo, 56 in London, 66 in Wichita Falls, and 78 in Dallas Fort Worth. Cloudy skies. Austin reported 81. San Antonio reported 82. And Houston reported 81. Belize, haze was reported. The temperature was 59 degrees. Wind was more than 15 miles an hour. Here is the Abilene area forecast. Severe thunderstorm watch 147 is in effect until 10 p.m. Central Daylight Time this evening. Tonight, showers. Thunderstorms, mainly this evening. Some thunderstorms may be severe. Storms may be severe. Possible. Cooler with lows around 50. Miles an hour. Northwest after midnight. Rain near 100%. Lower 70s. Winds 10 to 50 miles an hour with gusts up to 25 miles an hour. Sunday night, clear. Lows in the upper 40s. Winds 5 miles.
I don't think my GPS knows where I am right now. There it is. It caught up. Belize, haze was reported. The temperature was 59 degrees, the dew point 53, and relative humidity 80%. It was north at 15 miles an hour. 29.96 inches in the city. So, partly sunny. 77 degrees, dew point 52, and relative humidity 59%. Winds southeast at 15 miles an hour, gusting to 25. 29.85 inches and falling. At Junction, we're cloudy. 70 degrees, humidity 78%. 29.92 inches and falling. Locations across West it was mostly sunny with a temperature of 73. It was cloudy with a temperature of 74 and See, I guess I don't know. I'm being a responsible adult. I work tomorrow. I work on Easter. I'm wishing I could be outside of San Angelo right now on that storm, but realistically, I have to be in a position that I can get back in a reasonable time so I can sleep for work tomorrow. Kind of why I'm waiting for one of these storms that's a little closer to do the deed. Switch back to the radar for a minute. That's where we're at. The storm near San Angelo has wall cloud on it, as reported on Twitter. This storm is near Sweetwater is no longer warned. It is also putting down a stupid amount of hail. I should have probably just stayed on 20 because I think I'm going to end up making this full loop around Abilene. I like if I'm going to see anything, I may as well go on the storm that's near Sweetwater. It's behind the front, so it's going to be elevated and high based and not do anything, but it's better than driving in circles and not seeing anything. So put myself in a position if anything wants to. What stream dropped? One of my streams dropped. What the hell are you smoking? I've been live the entire time. Fun is not allowed. Oh, all right. Hi, Michael. Sorry, I actually have to look at my phone to see the stream chat on Facebook. Driving a big loop around Abilene, I guess. Well, the storm may be trying to get its act together a little bit. It's had a reoccurrence of some lightning. Shared the link. Thanks, Gio. Yeah, this entire I'm trying to do some meso analysis and some satellite analysis on the fly over here. I'm quiet because I'm in thought. I'm actually really, really bad about that. We are obviously, I mean, at this point, I shouldn't say obviously, we're behind the cold front. Um, it's east of Abilene at this point. We're in Abilene, which primarily means any storms that do fire where we're at are going to be elevated and not carry much of a risk for any uh, surface-based shenanigans, and that's where you're going to get your tornadoes from. With that in mind, I'm trying to do meso-analysis on the fly here and pick a target. I mean, storms of fire, there's a watch out, obviously, kind of on the point to make a decision. If anything can fire just to our south, basically, and ride the edge of the front, we might be in pretty good shape. Based on satellite, there's a little bit of it's kind of hard to tell in this, but there's a lot of bubbling towers and there's some gravity waves in the satellite depiction that I'm looking at that make me think we're not done yet. All of this crap here does nothing but help stabilize the environment, and I will get to a place where I can stop and pull it up and show it on the stream. But most of the warm sector is going to be back towards DFW. I came this way to kind of try and play this target, see if we couldn't get into some trouble early and follow it back. The further west we go, the worse shape we're going to be in. The front's already back to Eastland where we started, honestly, actually. See, and I think even that's behind the front, because there's some stuff firing to the north near Wichita Falls, and it's 60 miles behind the front, which bodes very poorly for the tornado risk today. And, you know, there's more of a hail risk. That's what we're primarily concerned about, and that's the kind of fun I think we're going to end up having to have today without losing a windshield. But trying to pull the radar back up. The next exit is going to be where we're going to get off. I will say, though, the LCLs are a little high out here, so maybe, even though everything's elevated, maybe there will be a little bit of a chance for some structure.
Was reported with a temperature of 65. It was sunny with a temperature of 75. At Brownsville, it was partly sunny with a temperature of 87. It was cloudy with a temperature of 45 at Amarillo, 56 at Lubbock, 66 at Wichita Falls, and 70 at Dallas-Fort Worth. Under cloudy skies, Austin reported 81, San Antonio reported 82, and Houston reported 81. Again, at Abilene, haze was reported. The temperature was 59 degrees. Wind was north at 15 miles an hour. Here is the Abilene area forecast. Severe thunderstorm watch 147 in effect until 10 p.m. Central Daylight Time this evening. Tonight, showers. Thunderstorms, mainly this evening. Some thunderstorms may be severe. Some thunderstorms may be severe. Locally heavy rainfall possible. Cooler with lows around 50. Northeast winds 10 to 15 miles an hour, becoming northwest after midnight. Chance of rain near 100%. Sunday, sunny. Highs in the lower 70s. West winds 10 to 15 miles an hour with gusts up to 25 miles an hour. Sunday night, clear.
I'm paused for a minute reevaluating. Let's look at the radar.
5 miles an hour.
That's what the radar looks like. This is the storm near
Number 147, effective until 10 p.m. Central Daylight Time.
Sterling City, Carlbad. We're going to be to Robert Lee in an hour.
In Texas, Callahan, Coleman, Fisher, Haskell, Jones, Nolan, Runnels, Shackelford, and Taylor. Remember, a severe thunderstorm watch means the conditions are favorable for the development of severe weather, including large hail and damaging winds in and close to the watched area. While severe weather may not be imminent, persons should remain alert for rapidly changing weather conditions and listen for later statements and possible warnings. Stay tuned to NOAA weather radio, commercial radio and television outlets, or internet sources for the latest severe weather information. At 3 p.m. at Abilene, haze was reported. The temperature was 59 degrees, the dew point 53, and the relative humidity 80%. The wind was north at 15 miles an hour. The pressure 29.96 inches and steady. In San Angelo, skies were partly sunny. 77 degrees, dew point 62, and relative humidity 59%. Wind southeast at 15 miles an hour, gusting to 25. Pressure 29.85 inches and falling. At Junction, skies were cloudy. 72 degrees, dew point 65.
So this is what we're looking at. I'm kind of just looking at
5 miles an hour. Pressure 29.9.
the storms that are firing kind of on or just behind the front.
It was 57
I'm going to see how high our storms are,
It was mostly sunny.
and then we'll do pull up the meso analysis real quick. So
Temperature of 74 at Brown,
here's the front.
76 at San Saba. Elsewhere across the Lone Star State.
There's the front.
Blowing dust was reported with a temperature of 65.
Here's the
Midland. It was sunny with a temperature of 75.
kind of
At
almost.
Brownsville, it was partly sunny with a temperature of 87. It was cloudy with
I want to say it's almost like a cold pool that's starting to come off of those hail-producing storms near San Angelo. This is what the satellite looks like at the moment.
Houston reported 81. Again, at Abilene.
So, in front of San Angelo and in front of the front, there's a fair bit of clearing. So if anything can happen in this area, because the front is still...
Severe thunderstorm watch 147 in effect until 10 p.m. Central Daylight Time this evening. Tonight, showers. Thunderstorms, mainly this evening. Some thunderstorms may be severe. Some thunderstorms may be severe. Locally heavy rainfall possible. Cooler with lows around 50. Northeast winds 10 to 15 miles an hour, becoming northwest after midnight. Chance of rain near 100%. Sunday, sunny. Highs in the lower 70s. West winds 10 to 15 miles an hour with gusts up to 25 miles an hour. Sunday night, clear. Lows in the upper 40s. South winds around 5 miles an hour. At 3 p.m. at Abilene, haze was reported.
That's a little...
Degrees, the dew point 53,
fair bit of...
and the relative humidity 80%.
It's almost a fair bit of dry air
The pressure 29.96
that's there.
steady.
A little
At San
capped.
Angelo, skies were partly sunny. 77 degrees, dew point 62, and relative humidity 59%. Wind southeast at 15 miles an hour, gusting to 25. Temperature 29.85.
Switch back to the radar.
At junction, skies were cloudy. 72 degrees, dew point 65, and the relative humidity 78%. Wind south at 5 miles an hour. Pressure 29.92 inches and falling. And now for other locations across west central Texas. It was 57 at Sweetwater. At Sonora, it was mostly sunny, with a temperature of 73. It was cloudy, with a temperature of 74 at Brownwood.
See, this is kind of the thing I hate, is I love to hate the decision-making process.
Was reported with a temperature of 65. At Midland, it was sunny, with a temperature of 75. At Brownsville, it was partly sunny, with a temperature of 87. It was cloudy, with a temperature of 45 at Amarillo,
Because,
66 at Lubbock,
like,
66 at Wichita Falls, and 78.
again, knowing where the front is at, this storm is behind it, and it's dying.
Austin reported 81. Antonio reported
All of this in here, even though the sun is out, it's capped.
Again, at Abilene, haze was reported. The temperature was 59 degrees. Wind was north at 15 miles an hour. Here is the Abilene area forecast. Severe thunderstorm watch 147 in effect until 10 p.m. Central Daylight Time this evening. Tonight, showers. Thunderstorms, mainly this evening. Some thunderstorms may be severe. Locally heavy rainfall possible. Cooler with lows around 50. Northeast winds 10 to 15 miles an hour, becoming northwest after midnight. Chance of rain near 100%. Sunday, sunny. Highs in the lower 70s. West winds 10 to 15 miles an hour with gusts up to 25 miles an hour. Sunday night, clear. Lows in the upper 40s. South winds around 5 miles an hour. 3 p.m. at Abilene, haze was reported. The temperature was 59 degrees, the dew point 53.
See, then now we're going to do some math. So we're an hour from Robert Lee. The storm's moving 30 miles an hour, so in theory, if we leave now, we'll meet it there.
At San Angelo, skies were partly sunny. 77 degrees, dew point 62, and relative humidity 59%. Wind southeast at 15 miles an hour, gusting to 25.
All right, let's do it. I'm not a huge fan of this decision, but it's the storm that is doing things. So, we will meet the storm near Robert Lee. That is what we will do.
With a temperature of 74 at Brownwood and 76 at Sabah. Across the Lone Star State. Blowing dust was reported with a temperature of 65. It was sunny with a temperature of 60.
I am one indecisive. I'm going to just be candid here. I am one indecisive son of a bitch sometimes on storm chasing days, especially on these like crappy days where they look good on the models and it's really challenging. Because I was like, oh, I want to be a responsible adult. I work tomorrow. But the main show is further south than it was anticipated to be, and I left late because I figured, oh, it'll be fine. If I, only go to Abilene, it'll be fine. No, I'm going to go all the way to San Angelo, and then I'm going to be tired in the morning. That's what they make Red Bull for. And then we're going to lose the stream. Because we're in the middle of nowhere. And there's no cell signal out here. that's always been the mission of this page, this platform for me when I started it in 2023. I wanted to share severe weather and weather the way that I look at it. And I guess that means we are looking at it from the perspective of an indecisive, ADHD-ridden storm chaser that can't make up their mind on anything. So to those of you that are watching right now, there's a handful of you. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the support that I get. I like all the, I appreciate all of the subscribers. It does mean something to me. So we are going to go to Robert Lee. We are going to meet the storm in Robert Lee. And we're going to have a good day. That's my promise. Oh, apparently the Twitter stream dropped out, and that's why Restream was panicking. Man, X really sucks to stream on. Wow, a Mercedes not using their turn signal. Color me surprised. Sorry, I didn't lose audio, y'all. I'm on the phone. I'll be back in a minute. about that. That was a just quick forecasting phone call with my brother. He wanted to know what my thoughts were. He's targeting back towards the Metroplex a little bit. And then I know the Texas